What's going on, you guys? Addict here. E3 is came and gone pretty much. They still have the show floor, but for those of us that are watching from home, this shit's pretty much over now. So what I want to go over now is positive and negatives from the Microsoft conference, what I felt about everything that they've shown, and let's just keep right into this. So first off, they opened it with Halo Infinite. I have no clue if this is a sequel. To be honest with you, I don't think anyone does. I've been told by a lot of people it is. Now, it is on YouTube as coming out for Windows 10 as well. So I think we can go ahead and assume that, even Halo's coming to PC. So I was wrong on that. And I didn't never necessarily said that. I just felt like if there was a franchise that Microsoft would keep just exclusively on Xbox, it would be Halo. But, it does prove that was wrong. So after they showed Halo, they didn't show too much of it. They just showed some, grassy brand. It looked like maybe a little bit more open worldish than the previously Halos that we had. More towards that Halo 1 feeling. Then, they did Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I didn't play the first one. I need to get on to that because apparently this game's lit. What I saw of gameplay, it looked really good. Now, keep in mind, Planet Xbox, we did react to all of them. So feel free, I'll put it in the description to go and watch Addict's reaction to all these announcements. It was a pretty nice show. And what they showed on Ori was extremely fluid. It looked like it was a great thing to watch, and I think anyone watching this would enjoy Ori. Then they showed From Software's game. Now, I do want to state that From Software was at Microsoft's conference, not Sony. So that is kind of weird. So right there, you see that Phil Spencer is holding that promise. He's trying to reach out to more third-party JRPGs, more third-party Japanese companies. He's trying to get more of that variety on Xbox. And I feel like that's one of the key reasons that he lost 2017 and Xbox did so bad. Is because you had games like Hellblade, Persona, what's another one? Neo. Regardless if Sony published some of these games, there should have been some kind of, Nier Automata just came out for Xbox. If these games would have been out on Xbox the same day it came out on PlayStation, 2017 wouldn't have been nearly as bad. But anyway, From Software's game is called Shadows Die Twice, like Sekiro, Shadows Dies Twice. It felt more like, at first I thought it was a Neo 2. But it doesn't look like it was a Neo 2. It looked like it was more of a Neo 2, a Neo and a Bloodborne combined. And that was a good experience. They had a lot of grappling mechanics in the game. It looked real fast paced. And that's the thing that I do feel like they need to go forward is continuing to make fast paced Dark Souls games and not go back to that Dark Souls slow paced shield blocking bullshit they had in those games. Then they showed, Todd Howard came out and showed Fallout 76. Fallout, it was good. I did see the Bethesda conference, so I do know, that it is fully online. Now, Fallout has any Bethesda game for that sake, has a really hard time coming out not broken as fuck. So I have no clue they're gonna actually make Fallout 76 and the game function correctly online. It's like I said, you guys, just imagine Skyrim and how much trouble, or Fallout 4, how much glitches and stuff that game had at launch. Imagine them having to balance a multiplayer on that too. I don't know how that's going to work. Then they announced Captain Spirit. It's pretty much a prequel to the next season of Life is Strange. So I don't know how that's going to go. Maybe they're going to introduce key mechanics and key core plays to Life is Strange 2 in this. Then they showed us Crackdown. Now, I might be the minority, but I feel like Crackdown was not the highlight, but it showed that Crackdown could be a good game. A lot of people don't like Crackdown, but I do feel like Crackdown had a good showing, man. We need to see that multiplayer. But they showed us some of the stuff that we were unaware of. They showed us that story. And to be honest with you, they showed some key components in the story. They showed, some enemy factions. They showed something related to what we need to see, not random destruction, which the trailer had a lot of that. But I digress. I don't know. We have to see a little bit more from Crackdown. It's been in development for like 4 years, it feels like. So I feel like regardless how many times this game gets delayed, it's not going to meet up to the hype. It doesn't even have hype anymore. Next one is, like I said, Nier Automata is coming to Xbox One. Now, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect them to take time off the E3 stage and show it on the conference. So you know that is one of those things that they put in there just to show, we are supporting these games now. We are going out of our way to make sure these games come out for our platform. So I do think that was a good move. I kind of think that I didn't want to see it there, but they didn't take up a lot of time. It was great pacing through that part, so I don't have a huge issue with that. Then the next one was Metro. I'm not a big Metro fan. Some of you guys, I'm sure you guys love Metro. People love that shit for some reason. If you guys like it, I'm pretty sure Microsoft's going to have the marketing rights. So we'll see what they do with that game. We'll see how that game, review scores. I think it's in February. There's a shit ton of games coming out on the 22nd of February. So we'll have to see. Then they showed Kingdom Hearts. Now, I didn't expect this. I expected this to be at Sony's conference. What it turned out it was at Sony's conference too. And Sony actually showed a different world than was in Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Xbox stage. I think Sony showed the Frozen world too. So Sony got the best. They showed the Pirates of the Caribbean world. It looks great. Kingdom Hearts looks phenomenal. I can't wait for it. I feel like this could be a Game of the Year contender since it's getting out of the way of Red Dead. Then they showed Sea of Thieves announces new expansions. So, they did announce a new expansion. There's one coming out in September and one coming out in October or November, one of those months. I believe that this game has a potential. As long as they keep supporting it the way they're supporting it, I don't see nothing wrong with Sea of Thieves. I might not be the biggest fan, but the game came out like 4 months ago and they've dropped a lot of support for it. So as long as they keep that up, they got to, every like 2 or 3 months, they got to drop something relevant support though, like big updates. But I digress. I don't know anything about Sea of Thieves. I don't watch it. Battlefield 5, we're skipping that. Forza Horizon 4, it looks like that it's going to have like an incline changing season in it. I don't know if the devs have to change the season or it just naturally changes depending on what kind of time of the year it is. I have no clue how that goes. Maybe it's like a GTA 5 where they change the season every couple months or for just special occasions. I don't know. I'm not a real big Forza fan. I didn't really do a whole lot of research into that matter because I'm like BG in that matter. I don't see the point in driving cars. Sometimes it's fun. But I did play a little bit of Forza Horizon 2. I didn't really play any of 3. I don't even think I really played 3. So, and then the big one. The big thing. Microsoft spent probably a lot of money. I can't even imagine, especially Playground. I'm sure they spent the majority of that money on Playground. They bought Undead Labs, Playground Games. They bought Ninja Theory, which surprised a lot of people. They made the initiative, and they bought Compulsive Games. That's big. I'm not going to go into that too much. Now, I do feel like if people need to realize that these studios are going to be making new IPs for the most part. Maybe Undead will make another Stage of Decay. Hellblade, I don't think there'll be another Hellblade. I think they're making on a new IP. Playground, they confirmed they're making another open world, which pretty much everyone knows that's Fable. The Initiative's making a new game. So that's 3 titles there. And Compulsion's going to make a new game. So we'll see what Compulsion can do, but that's 4 titles. That's going to be brand new IPs. Besides Fable. Fable will kind of be a new IP, but not really. Then, PlayerUnknown's Battleground came out. It didn't really, they didn't put a whole lot of time into this, which I'm glad. They just pretty much came out there. They said, yo, this is what we're doing. This is the updates. They did say, that it's console launch exclusive. So there's a good chance that this comes to PS4. But, we all kind of knew that. Then a Tales game showed up on PlayStation, on Xbox. Once again, like I said, they are showing you they're going to support this. Division 2, it looked like The Division. Xbox Game Pass makes, they put some new titles on there. There was Fallout 4, The Elder Scrolls Online. Game Pass is Microsoft's future when it comes to gaming. And until that starts to slow down, I don't see them ever backing off on that. Then we got our, typical railing of indie games, the indie game rail. Some good indie games coming out to Xbox. I'm glad they didn't really focusing it on those indie games like they did last year. Then it was the Shadow of War, the Shadow of Tomb Raider. That had a really good saying in it. I really enjoyed some of the new mechanics that I saw in that game. I'm not really a huge fan of that kind of gameplay. But I did play Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I did enjoy what I played of Rise of the Tomb Raider. So now we got Session. Session is pretty much what I'm saying is Battlefield 4. Not Battlefield, Skate 4. That's the closest thing you'll get to a new kind of skate game. And this is exclusive. So, console launch exclusive. So if this does really good, Microsoft should probably try to buy this. Because I feel like having a skate game will be really beneficial to them. Then they announced Black Desert. We're going to completely skip that shit. Here's another thing that surprised me. Devil May Cry 5 showed up on the Microsoft stage, not the Sony stage. A lot of people thought the main character was Dante. They're idiots. That was definitely Nero. And it looked like his arm was cut off. The arm from Devil May Cry 4. I have no clue how that happened. It showed a cutscene where it was cut off. And it seems like that's what's motivating him to doing this, is how his hand was cut off. Cuphead is getting another island, bonus weapons, charms. So definitely be looking out for videos on that. It looks like that's coming around 2019. Tunic. We're going to skip that. Jump Force looks amazing. I'm really big fan of Jump Force. I'm a huge fan of those kind of games. I think that a really good one of those could do a lot. Now, I did see on there, it didn't look like there was any kind of Bleach characters. I kind of highly doubt there won't be any Bleach characters with Shonen Jump. But I wasn't at E3. You have to probably hit up Iron Lords podcast. My other lords for that. Because they were actually there. They played some of those games. Dying Light 2 is back, you guys. Oh my god, I was so hyped for Dying Light. Dying Light was such a great game, and the fact that they just announced the sequel and it was on Microsoft stage, phenomenal. Battletoads, trash. We ain't even gonna go into that. Just Cause, trash. We ain't even go into that. Gears is back, and it actually has 3 games. It has Gears of War 5, Gears Tactics, and some mobile Gears game. Tactics is only on PC, and that kind of annoys me because it feels like there can be exclusives on PC but not Xbox. And I understand Age of Empire a little bit because maybe that would be hard to play, but that looked like XCOM. That you can't sugarcoat that. That should be out on Xbox. And then Phil Spencer is about to go off. He's about to he does his closing statements, and they introduced Cyberpunk 2077. Nothing. We still really know nothing about this game. I guess we know a little bit more than we did, which I wouldn't even really relate to say we know a whole lot more. We might know where they are. That's all. Like a big ass city, and we kind of already knew that from the start, from the concept art stuff that's been leaked. So my overall perception and my recap and what I think about the Microsoft conference. I think it was phenomenal. I think it was a good 9 out of 10. I think Microsoft had great pacing. They had, they were lacking in the exclusives, but when it comes to what everyone wanted, you can go to any podcast. They all said that they have a problem with keeping up with the demand for games because they don't have enough studios. Well, now that Microsoft give these people studios, now they're saying they don't have enough games. Well, clearly, they just got them. Phil Spencer did say in Inside Xbox that, these deals have been done for a little bit, cause he did say Hellblade has been making a game since Ninja Theory's been making a game since Hellblade ended. So I feel like we're going to get that game first more than anything. The Initiative, that's probably going to be a launch title. So we'll have to go there as well. But, besides that, I do think that they won E3. I think they had the better overall conference. Maybe not exclusive-wise, but conference in general. They had great pacing. They had great games. They had great transitions. They didn't have any real big cringy moments. They had a couple. I wasn't a big fan of the Sea of Thieves thing, but, that might be just nitpicking it. I wasn't a big fan of the Gears thing, but I guess that was like a joking kind of moment. But tell me what you guys think. Put in the comment section. Do you guys like what you saw? What do you guys think that the studios are making? I'm curious on that, really. What do you think Ninja Theory, The Initiative, Compulsion, Playground, and Undead? Do you think they're all making just sequels to what they have now? Or do you think Ninja Theory is just making another Hellblade? I'm curious. I want to know. Tell me that when you guys in the comment section. I'm out of here. Peace.